of speech in English grammar. Now today I am going to deal with the simple present tense or the verbs in the simple present tense. Now tense is a grammatical feature of grammar. Then the tense has got 4 different forms. The 4 different forms are the present tense is divided into the different forms: present, present continuous, present perfect continuous. And in the past tense it is past, past continuous, past perfect and past perfect continuous. Then you have got future, 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 then future continuous, future perfect continuous. These are the tense forms. Now I would like to deal with particularly the present tense. Let's go on. Let's take a verb. For example, write. Now when we, if you are going to conjugate write, W-R-I-T-E, write, the conjugation will be like I write. I write, when you say I write, the pronoun is there, write, grammar, the verb is there. So the noun plus the verb, and it makes a complete sentence. I write. Now I means it's the first person singular. I is a pronoun and it is the first person singular. I write. Then the second person is you. You write. Then the third person is, the third person singular is he, she, it. And if you are going to say it with write, it will be like he writes. And the first person plural is we. Now if we say like that, it is we write. Then the second person plural is the same, you write. And the third person plural is they write. Now if you are going to analyze this, that is when I say I write, it is equal to I do plus write. For example, in what I want to say is, in every tense forms, you have got a hidden auxiliary, a helping verb. And that hidden auxiliary in the present and past is do. So here, I do plus write is write. I write. Then, you do plus write is write. But when it comes to the third person singular, it is he or she or it plus does plus write. It is does plus write, and that's why you have got writes. So he writes, she writes. And remember, it's the verb takes an S only in singular, with singular nouns. Only with singular nouns and in the present tense. Only in the present tense, third person singular, a verb takes an S. So so hope this is clear to you. Now let's continue. That is, what are the uses of present tense, or when do we use the present tense? Now one is to denote a permanent truth. Number one is to denote a permanent truth. For example, the sun rises in the east. All living creatures need air and water. All living creatures need air and water. All living creatures breathe. So such sentences denote a permanent truth. Now next, let's go on to the next use. That is, the simple present is used in habitual actions. In habitual actions. For example, she writes to her mother every week. She writes to her mother every week. He usually drinks tea. He usually drinks tea. Now, every week and usually shows a habitual action. Then, to denote a permanent state. That is, for example, Sri Padmanabha Swami temple is in Trivandrum. To denote a permanent state, we use present tense. Then, to denote a program of action in the future, we use the present tense. To denote a program of action in the future, we use a simple present tense. And for example, my brother comes next week. The President of India visits China next month. So, in these we use the present tense. So, it is a program of action in the future. In imperative sentences, we use present tense. For example, imperative means a statement showing command, request. Now, that is called an imperative sentence. For example, get out, or please give me a glass of water. So, here also we use present tense. Then, in exclamatory sentences, we use present tense. For example, how cleverly he argues, how sweetly she talks. So here we use the present tense. In the next episode, we will speak about, I will deal with the present progressive or the present continuous form. Thank you.